Well, hello again. Let's solve another linear quadratic system of equation, and this time let's use elimination. So to start, first thing we will do is we're going to need to line up the equations. We'll want to see an x above an x squared above an x squared, a y above a y, and a constant above a constant. If any of those variables aren't represented, then we just leave it blank. The next step is to make everything look the same but different. This is probably where the way I'm going to show this to you will look a little different than you might have remembered learning in 10C, but that's okay. Same but different essentially means we want to pick one variable to look the same, but with a different sign. What this means is we can then, in step 3, add. So if you've ever used elimination before, or when you've used elimination in 10C, you would have to put in a set of brackets, subtract, change some signs, and it would get a little bit tricky and a lot of errors would happen. If we spend a little bit more time up here in step 2 making things look the same but different, then all we have to do is add in step 3, and that makes things a lot easier for us because we can move right into step 4 and then solve. From there, we're going to take what we have and sub into either equation, and then we're going to solve one more time and have our answer. And our answer is going to be a set of coordinates, and we can have 0, 1, or 2 possible answers here as well. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's solve this one algebraically, and yet let's use elimination to find the answer to this one. As ever, I'll label my equations 1 and 2. The next thing I want to do is line these equations up. I'm going to leave my equation 2 the way it is, and I'm going to line my equation number 1 up directly underneath. So you see, if I line up equation number 1 underneath, I'll have 3x plus y equals 4. And so you can see here how the equations are lined up. The problem I have is I can't do step 2. I can't make these the same but different. In order to do that, I'm going to take a look here at this 9y and this y, and this is the variable I'm going to focus on. What I want to do is make these variables look the same but different. How can I do that quickly and efficiently? Well, let's take equation 1 and move that off to the side. And now what I'm going to do is say equation 1, and I'm going to multiply that by -9. Now don't kid yourself. This is the hardest step here, is trying to make things look the same but different, but it will make your life a lot easier to work with. So if I take equation number 1 and I multiply each term by -9, I see that 3x times -9 gives me -27x. I see that y times -9 gives me -9y, and this is what I wanted to achieve. And I see that -4 times -9 gives me +36. So here I have equation number 1 lined up nice and neat underneath equation number 2, but by multiplying every term by -9, I have made things look the same but different. Now I'm ready to move on to the next step. Let's go ahead and add. So let's go ahead and add. So this -4x squared has nothing else to add to, so this just drops down as a -4x squared. Next, 3x and -27x becomes -24x. Here, +9y and -9y cancel. They're eliminated. This is the whole reason this process is called elimination. And finally, 0 and 36 get added together and we have 36. So once again, you might want to pause, go back and watch that part again. If you can master same but different, it will make everything else a lot easier for you. Because now I have this new equation, -4x squared minus 24x equals 36. We know it's a nice grade 11 equation with a power of 2 or higher, so let's get everything onto one side. So I have -4x squared minus 24x minus 36 equals 0. And let's divide each term here by -4. So if I divide every term by -4, I have x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 0. Let's go ahead and factor. So we have x plus 3 equals 0, which means x equals -3 and x equals -3. Now this is kind of a cool thing when you get the same answer twice. When we get this x plus 3 all squared, This just means we're only going to have one solution because we're going to have the same number show up twice, so we're going to get the same result. Let's go ahead and figure out what that is though. Let's take the x equals -3, whichever one you prefer, and let's sub it into one of these equations, either equation number 1 or equation number 2. And just like before, I hope you're going to agree that equation number 1 looks to be the best equation to sub into. So we'll sub this into equation 1, which becomes 3x plus y equals -4. And you see, like before, I replaced the x with a set of brackets. Inside those brackets goes -3. And we have -9 plus y equals -4, y equals 5. And just like that, we have -3 and 5 as our answer. But this is a good example of how not only do we get to use elimination, but it's possible to have only one answer show up as well. Like before, I think you're going to want to go back and watch this one a couple times. That same but different is going to need a lot of your attention, but once you get that, you should be able to breeze right through these, get these worked examples into your notes, and then when you're ready, move on to the next video. And don't forget to post those questions on D12. Good job, good luck, and goodbye.